Hey everybody, Beyond Drew TV here. Welcome back to the channel and welcome to a brand new series here for the channel. So today we're going to go ahead and show off the entrance area, again, to this brand new zoo. Not really a zoo yet, but just mainly an entrance area, but this brand new project called Sunset Ridge Zoo. So Sunset Ridge Zoo is located in California, more specifically right in between Los Angeles and San Diego. If you kind of go triangle up, you kind of come to a town. I can't remember the name of it off the top of my head, but it looked like a perfect spot for it. And yeah, that was kind of the big thing, is I wanted to set myself up to kind of do whatever kind of foliage and whatever kind of building and all that kind of fun stuff I wanted to do. So yeah, again, this zoo is set in a pretty warm climate, so we can kind of do whatever kind of foliage we want to do and kind of get some of the desert foliage and more tropical kind of foliage. And also, I'm not giving myself a budget this time. I mean, there's still a quote-unquote budget-ish. We're not going totally fantasy or anything with the zoo. We're still keeping it in the realistic-ish building style that I'm kind of known for there. But yeah, we're going to kind of loosen up the budget, I guess you'd say. So it's not really like Thornton Hills Zoo, where a lot of times the enclosures were like, oh, well, they had to make a small little aviary or they had to make a small habitat. No, we're going to try and do pretty much the best we can, again, while keeping it within realistic-ish. So we're not going to have, giant mountains or, whatever, just giant, almost like fantasy type things. We're still going to keep it in the realm of realistic-ish, but still have a budget in mind with it there. So yeah, again, the idea here, set in California, and this is going to be a ground up zoo. So meaning that it wasn't like built over time or anything. We're going to say that this zoo was built just kind of all in one. They kind of came in very recently, let's say in the last 5 years or so, and just were like, we're going to build a zoo, all in one, brand new with the big budget and everything. So yeah, that's kind of the idea there. There's not going to be, again, if you watch Thornton Hills Zoo, there's like a lot of lore and a lot of like classical stuff and, a lot of, just a lot of backstory and everything. Not too much of that going on here. Really mainly focusing on, again, kind of the building, the habitats, the foliage, all that kind of stuff, rather than the lore and the story there. And as well, before we kind of get going and exploring all of the entrance area here that we have going on, also note that this is going to be a much smaller project than Thornton Hills Zoo. Thornton Hills Zoo, view that as like my, I don't know what you want to call it, I guess magnum opus, or not magnum opus, but just like my big project. I kind of did that with Planet Coaster as well, and then afterwards kind of dwindle it down to smaller-ish projects. So this is not going to take a year and a half to do. Hopefully not, geez. So hopefully a much shorter time, and yeah, it's going to be a lot smaller as well, so just so people are aware there. So cool, let's go ahead and get started here. And the first thing we have is the parking lot. It's usually a good place to start, at least for me. I usually start with the parking lot there, nice little jumping off point and everything. So our parking lot here, taken after a concept of new parking lots, green parking lots, I believe they're called. These are concept ideas for like Walmarts and, other just big box stores, essentially turning their big open parking lots into something sustainable, a little bit more usable. And that's kind of a big theme with this zoo, is sustainability, the ecosystem, really trying to push forward that green mentality for the zoo and everything. So yeah, all these are solar panels. And this is a big, power grab for the zoo there, so they can kind of power up at least the parking lot and everything, and maybe sell some of that back to the city as well. So there you go, there's the little parking lot there. Might add on some more, but to be honest with you, probably not, because the zoo's already taken a little bit to load into, because each one of these things is over 3,000 pieces. So as amazing as they are, I think they turned out really nicely, and even have a little, we'll add in some cars maybe later on, but yeah, I think it turned out really nice. It's just they eat up a lot of processing power already. I can't believe that the zoo's already taken a little bit of time to load in, and we're only at the beginning, so yay. But as we move forward, we come up to, this is supposed to be basically a community garden that the city that this zoo is located in, people could just kind of come up and use there. So this was also part of that concept art for the sustainable parking lots. And yeah, part of it was turning half of the parking lot. Since, whenever you go to Walmart or anything, I'm just going to keep saying Walmart for it, but, insert box store here that your local area has. But whenever you go to them, they're never filled, right? There's like maybe during the holidays you'll see them filled up as far as parking spots go, but most of the time they're all wasted. So yeah, this is an idea of just kind of turning half of that into a community garden, essentially. I thought that was a really, really interesting, cool idea there. So I went ahead and ran with it. Over here you have like your orchard area with some of the apple trees and just other kind of whatever trees. And in the middle you have more, some areas where maybe Members could rent out little, greenhouses and all that kind of fun stuff, and garden in there and everything. So yeah, not sure how it would, entirely work out, but again, I thought it'd be a nice little cooperative thing with the zoo and with the city there to have a nice community spot for everyone. And then also, as you kind of come in, made these little, I guess, planters. They weren't originally supposed to be planters, but kind of turned into that. I had a concept art that didn't look anything like this. Actually, more so, take out the rings, and that was what the concept art looked like. And it looked okay, but yeah, we added in these rings. Added in the little planters and everything, and I can almost imagine again this being maybe like kelp or just like maybe herbs like thyme or something like that growing on the side of it that people could plant and grow. I just think this would be a really cool like kind of community kind of feel to this little spot right there. So there you go. And so as guests kind of enter in to the zoo this way, going past the community garden, you start to come into the kind of main plaza area for our zoo. So you wanted this big green space. And again, I'll reiterate, all these are taken from concept art. I will post the link down below to my Pinterest page. But yeah, my Pinterest page that I've started to make up has tons of pins on it, and all this stuff came from that, or at least I got the general idea from it and kind of ran with it there. But yeah, I found this really cool concept art on Pinterest of this like leaf, just open grass area, and I thought that was a really cool idea, and I kind of did that in Thornton Hills Zoo as well. We're just kind of the idea of zoos being park spaces, and you see this a lot, at least in American zoos that I've been to. A lot of zoos will just have open park spaces. I believe a lot of you have commented that your local zoos kind of do that as well, where it's just like, it's not always just crammed, right? It's not always like, okay, we have to have something filling in this area and something filling in this area. You can just have open spaces where people can kind of just lounge around and have it be a park space, and all that kind of fun stuff there. So that was kind of the main idea there, like, because looking at this even now, I'm like, I should really put something in some of these areas, but again, I'm just kind of trying to do that idea of, let's have some open spaces for people to kind of just hang out in. And, if they want to have a picnic or just lounge around, they can go ahead and do that inside the giant leaves there. So, and then, yeah, as we're going around the foliage, I've had a ton of fun messing with the foliage here. And actually, big shout out before we keep going to, I think it's Mealy, but I want to double check here for making this amazing desert foliage set that I think everyone should get if you are making a desert zoo or anything like that. Let's see, where is it? Is this the desert floor? Why do they have funds on? Okay, there's a new bug in Planet Zoo. It has to be a bug where it turns off your settings for economy and animal settings and guest settings. We noticed it yesterday in my community stream that all the animals were dying, and yeah, the money was turned on for some reason. So yeah, if you're playing Sandbox and you notice this, yeah, I just noticed it as well. So be sure to note that your zoos have everything turned off that you need turned off. But anyways, yeah, the Desert Flora set, that's the one where it is. This is made by, and I'll try to remember to link this. Oh, I'm sorry, this was made by Duct Tape. Duct Tape Forum. Oh, they're an amazing builder. They're actually building a desert themed kind of zoo right now as well. Or no, they're building like a 90s themed SeaWorld type zoo. It's really good. But yeah, Desert Flora Pack from Duct Tape Forum. And again, I've been using this foliage set everywhere throughout the zoo. And some of the in-game plants as well, but yeah, most of this is all from Duct Tape Forum's Desert Flora set there, and it turned out so nice. And I'm having a ton, like I was saying, I'm having a ton of fun doing this kind of foliage, because I normally don't do this. I'm not from, I'm from the Midwest. I'm from just outside Chicago, Illinois, so we don't have a lot of this type of planting or gardening or anything like that. But again, going on Pinterest and just a whole bunch of other areas, looking how they do desert gardening and stuff like that. So it's been a really fun thing to kind of relearn, or just kind of learn how to do this type of gardening and everything. So yeah, we're gonna have a ton of fun expounding upon that as we move forward in the zoo there. Big shout out to Eben for his city set. Use this in Thornton Hills Zoo as well, but thought it'd be a good idea to bring it here into Sunset Ridge Zoo as well. So shout out to Eben and his awesome building set. Adds a lot to zoos, I think. So there you go. And then finally, finally we get to the entrance area, the main entrance area of, oh my gosh, are they stuck where I can't? Yep, that's another bug that's happened too. So they're going to be there forever. But anyways, here's the main entrance area to Sunset Ridge Zoo. And yeah, the entrance area was based off of Epcot, actually. If y'all have been to Epcot before, the entrance ticket area is based directly off of that. So if this looks familiar and like, I'm not sure why this looks familiar. Yeah, because it's Epcot's entrance, essentially. So just thought it kind of fit in really well with the kind of sleek, modern kind of design that we have going on. Had a lot of fun kind of making the plaza tiles and everything. Use Mass Bandit's little turnstiles here for like a exit and everything like that. So yeah, I really like how this kind of turned out. It's nothing like over the top or anything. Very sleek, very modern. But you know, I think that kind of turned out okay. At most, I might add in like a statue at the beginning here or something else there. But yeah, I kind of really like how simplistic it is. So come on in there. And yeah, then you kind of come into, as you can tell, an area that is not very much done up. Well, kind of done up, but not really. But yeah, this is kind of the main entrance area into the zoo. No habitats are going to be in this immediate area. This is going to be a gift shop and restaurant, as you can tell, with the elevator right there and the rooftop dining and everything. So this would be a gift shop restaurant combination on the right side. On the left, I think we'll make this like an admin building. Maybe have like first aid and maybe some people who work in the zoo can be back there and everything. But yeah, so just kind of some basic utility type buildings at the front. I really like how this little shade structure turned out. We're gonna probably use this a whole bunch more there. But yeah, it's kind of, again, hopefully you're kind of getting the idea, the feel for the kind of architecture and the kind of feel that or the vibe that I'm kind of trying to go for with this brand new kind of bigger budget zoo and everything. So yeah, that kind of wraps up the whole entrance plaza there. So in the future, we're gonna go ahead and move out that way, and we're gonna try and get some terrain changes going on. I realized with Thornton Hills Zoo, I didn't do a lot of out of there. I do a lot of terrain changes, so I'm thinking of either having a few houses up on some hills up over here that we kind of have to walk up into and stuff. But I just want to kind of push myself a little bit. You know, it's very easy to kind of fall back on the same kind of style of zoo or the same kind of building and everything, and that's fine. You know, if you like, if you have a certain style that you're in and you like to build like that, and you know you're doing great work with it, keep doing it, right? But for me, I like to kind of do each build different. I know a lot of you are like that as well, but yeah, I really like to try and push myself with every single build. So I've never done a build like this as far as like letting myself just use any foliage in a game and doing a bigger budget. Again, if y'all have been following me since like Planet Coaster and stuff, you know I'm pretty much always on the janky kind of lower budget yeah, kind of usually in the Midwest setting kind of thing there. But yeah, we're gonna kind of expound upon that a little bit and hopefully get a good result. So cool. Hey, if you've made it this far and you haven't already, be sure to hit that subscribe button there. Stay up to date with all the fun Sunset Ridge Zoo updates and everything there. Also hit the like button. It does help out the new series. It helps out the channel overall there too. So, and oh yeah, just to quickly note, I know I did take a quick little break there. I did start a new job now that I got my full vaccinated, I'm fully vaccinated and everything. So I'm able to go back out into the workforce comfortably. And yeah, I got a new job there. So I took a little bit of time off to kind of get into the swing of things. I start really early in the morning. I'm working at an airport. Actually, I'm working with planes, unloading them and everything. It's really cool, actually. But I start really early in the morning. I try to choose the really early shift so I can have the rest of the day to kind of do things. I get off like around 11 or noon most days, but I go in at like 4 or 5 o'clock in the morning. So yay, it's a trade-off. But anyways, I'm starting to get used to that schedule. And in the future, I will have streams starting up again, usually around the same time, 1 p.m. to 2 p.m. Central Standard Time. And also I'll get some time lapses for this. I know people really like the time lapses for the videos, and I kind of do too whenever I'm watching them, so I totally get that. I'll get time lapses going for this as well. I didn't have it this time because it was so sporadic. I kind of build for a little bit and then wouldn't build for a few days. So yeah, but we'll get them going and everything. So yeah, hey, thanks so much everyone for hanging out. I do appreciate it. Thanks for listening to me ramble and everything. Hopefully y'all are enjoying the vibe, the feel for Sunset Ridge Zoo. Let me know down below what you're thinking of and everything. And yeah, hey, until the next episode there, y'all have a good one. Thanks so much.